Good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Wisdom Onisi. First, the headlines. Tinubu meets Xi Jinping today, signs bilateral agreement. Stronger collaboration with European nation. Tunisia presidential candidate arrested. 3 removed from the race. And on spot. Inter Miami Luis Suarez announces retirement. Now the news in details. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu is anticipated to have a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping today, Tuesday, in Beijing. President Tinubu left Abuja for Beijing, China, on Thursday to undertake a significant diplomatic mission. Last week, the presidency revealed that his schedule includes visits to major Chinese companies, including Huawei Technologies and the China Railway and Construction Corporation. The event is expected to conclude with the signing of several bilateral agreements between the two nations. Away from that, we also have that Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to deepening ties with Indonesia, highlighting the untapped economic potential and promising avenues for collaborations between the two nations. This was emphasized during the second Indonesia-Africa Forum held from September 1st to 3rd, 2024 in Bali, Indonesia. Representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria's Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, led the Nigerian delegation to the high-level multi-stakeholder partnership and the joint leaders section. The minister reiterated Nigerians' dedication to fostering a strong partnership with Indonesia, emphasizing that both regions stand to gain significantly from enhanced cooperation in trade, investment, and the exchange of knowledge and expertise. We also have that the managing director of the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, Yakubu Sadiq Yawa, has raised the alarm over the threat that the current flooding in the country poses to President Bola Tinubu's food security program. Sadiq made this known on Monday during a press conference on the 2024 flood situation in Nigeria hypothetical affected communities in Mina, Niger State, where he called on the federal government to declare a state of emergency on floods, especially in Nigeria hypothetical member states. According to a report from the National Emergency Management Agency, this year the flood has so far claimed nearly 200 lives, displaced over 208,000 people in 28 of the country's 36 states, and washed away many homes and farmlands, attributing the incidences recorded to poor infrastructure, failure to follow environmental guidelines, and ineffective dams management. However, there were few cases recorded of torrential rainfall in some states. When we return, news from other parts of West Africa. Please stay with us.
This is Hillstv. Quality broadcasting is what we'll bring to you. Now we be this
Hillstv, Polka.
This is Hillstv.
Welcome back. Now news from other parts of West Africa. Ghana's High Commissioner to Martal Babaral Akwoko Benisal has expressed optimism for increased collaboration with Martal over the next decade for mutual benefit. She made these remarks during the 10th anniversary celebration of Ghana's diplomatic mission in Baletal, Malta. High Commissioner Benisal highlighted Malta's achievement in key developmental areas such as tourism, which she believes offered valuable lessons for Ghana. The president of Malta, Marian Spiteri de Bono, reflected on the key milestones in Ghana-Malta relations, including the establishment of diplomatic ties in 1974, and expressed confidence in the prospect for both nations. Away from that, the African media has been advised to foster Pan-Africanism through sustainable partnership in order to change the negative stereotypes concerning the continent. The High Commissioner of Nigeria to the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Ambassador Alexander Ajayi, and High Commissioner of the Republic of South Africa to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Ambassador Thami Musaleko, made the call yesterday in Johannesburg, South Africa. The High Commissioner challenged journalists to report issues that mattered and also be objective in reporting issues in a bid to strengthen the bilateral relationship between South Africa and Nigeria. Ajayi called for stronger synergy between government and journalists, saying the media should foster partnership among themselves if they are to change the narratives about Africa. Now we move to other parts of Africa after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. News from other parts of Africa. Tunisia's Electoral Commission on Monday rejected a court ruling restating 3 presidential candidates and police arrested another candidate in what opposition critics said was another example of President Kass said stifling competition. Defying the highest judicial body, the commission approved only the candidates of Said and 2 others, Zafar Maghzoui and Ayachi Zamel, for October 6 presidential election. Earlier Monday, police arrested Samuel, a member of his campaign, who told newsmen. The campaign member said the arrest appeared aimed at distracting him from his campaign. The development could shake the credibility of the vote and deepen a political crisis that has been escalating since 2021, when Seth began ruling by decree in a move the opposition described as a coup. We also have you know that one of Libya's most wanted human traffickers was killed in the capital, Tripoli, Libyan officials said, fueling tensions in the western part of the North African country. Abdel Rahman Malad, who commanded a Coast Guard unit in the western town of Zawiya and was sanctioned by the United Nations Security Council, was shot dead by unknown assailants, the officials revealed. The circumstances of his death were not immediately known, and no group claimed responsibility for his killing. There was no comment from the Tripoli-based government of Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Debia. Libya has been plagued by corruption and turmoil since a NATO-based uprising toppled and killed longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. The country has since went split between 2 administrations, each backed by armed groups and foreign governments. Amid chaos, the oil-rich country has emerged as a major conduit for people from Africa and the Middle East fleeing wars and poverty and hoping to reach Europe by crossing the Mediterranean Sea. Up next is business. Please stay with us. Welcome back now to business news. Nigeria's debt servicing in the first 7 months of this year rose by 53.63%, or $971.47 million to $2.78 billion, up from the $1.81 billion recorded in the same period in 2023. This was disclosed in the weekly international payment data available on the Central Bank of Nigeria's website. CBN data showed that external debt servicing had got the highest amount in May at $854.36 million, followed by $560.51 million in January and $542 million in July. Debt servicing in the other months of February, March, and April had stayed below $300 million, with the lowest amount paid in June 2024 at $50.82 million. In the previous year, the highest amount paid on external debt servicing was $641.69 million in July 2023, followed by $400.49 million in March 2023. Other months stayed below the 300 million threshold, with the lowest being $54.35 million in June 2023, a pattern of lower payment which was repeated this year. Debt servicing is a significant portion of the weekly international payment made by the Central Bank of Nigeria. According to the Debt Management Office, Nigeria debt stood at 121.67 trillion naira as of the end of the first quarter. Away from that, the South African rand was weaker in early trade on Tuesday, ahead of the release of second quarter gross domestic product data. The rand traded at 17.875 against the dollar, about 0.4% softer than its previous close. Statistics South Africa is set to release the country's GDP figures for the second quarter of 2024 at 930 quarter. Domestic investors will use the data to look for signs of the health of Africa's most industrialized economy. Power cuts have hampered South Africa's economic growth for over a decade, with outage on a record 335 days last year. But state-owned power utility Eskom has managed to keep the light on for over 5 months without scheduled blackout. South Africa's benchmark to 2030 government bond was unchanged in early deals, with the yield at 9.225%. I beg your pardon. Away from that, the United Nations Support Mission in Libya said it had talks in Tripoli on Monday to help resolve a central bank crisis that sparked a blockade of oil production and threatened the worst crisis in years for the major energy exporter. This standoff was triggered when Western factions moved last month to oust Victorian Governor Sadiq Al-Kabar and replace him with a rival board, leading Eastern factions to shut down all oil production. In a statement, it said the consultations were concluded with significant understanding, and the two sides agreed to submit a draft agreement to their respective chambers for review, with the goal of finalizing and signing the agreement on Tuesday, that is today. Oil prices edged higher on Monday, recovering some losses from late last week, as Libyan oil export remained halted, and concerns about higher OPEC production from October eased. Still to come is sport. Stay with us. Welcome back now to Sport News. Inter Miami striker Luis Suarez has announced his retirement from the Uruguay national team. Suarez disclosed this in a news conference on Monday, saying he will step away from international duty after his team FIFA World Cup qualifier against Paraguay on Friday. The former Liverpool and Barcelona forward departs as Uruguay's all-time leading scorer with 69 goals in 142 games across 17 years. Suarez made his senior debut for Uruguay in February 2007 in a 3-1-0 victory against Colombia. Still on Sport News, again, Barcelona midfielder Frankie de Jong refused to leave the club this summer. The midfielder had 2 summers ago turned down a move to Manchester United even after the club tried to force him out. He had rejected a move to Old Trafford even after the 2 clubs reached an agreement. The Dutchman's future was subject to speculation throughout the just concluded transfer window. De Jong has been an integral part of the starting zeal in recent seasons. Although he struggled with injuries last campaign, however, his stock remains high and he was not short of options this summer either. Manchester United are long-term admirers of the 27-year-old and were also looking for a new midfielder this summer. The Catalans were again apparently willing to offload him to help address their poor finances. The Dutchman was offered a several European powerhouses, but he refused to leave the La Liga giant. United went on to strike a deal with PSG for Manuel Ugarte. The midfielder is happy at the Carlton side and wants to play under Hansi Flick. And that's your Sport News on Africa Today. We move to the rest of the news after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back now, the rest of the news. Democratic Republic of Congo's government said at least 129 people were killed while trying to escape from the central Makala prison in the capital Kinshasa, adding that the situation was now under control. In a statement posted on X early on Tuesday, Interior Minister Shabani Luko said a fire had also broken out in the jail's administrative building, its food depot, and a hospital. Some 59 people were wounded. The mass escape attempt at Makala Central Prison resulted in the loss of life and significant material damage, he said. Earlier, a prison official had said no prisoner had succeeded in escaping, adding that those who tried to escape had been killed. The government was investigating the incident. And that's Africa Today. But before we go, here are the headlines again. We told you that Tinubu meets Xi Jinping today, signs bilateral agreement. We also brought to you that Ghana's High Commissioner to Malta seeks stronger collaboration with European nations. We also told you that Tunisian presidential candidate arrested, 3 removed from the race. And on sport, we brought to you that Inter Miami Luis Suarez announces retirement. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hillstv Abuja, Instagram at Hillstv Abuja, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hillstv. I am Wisdom Onisi. Thanks for watching.